Yo, what is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 42 of my Tracksuit to the Top series here with Lewis FC in the Sky Bet League 1. Hopefully you guys are good. Today I've got for you guys the second leg of our Johnstone Paint Trophy South Final. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I didn't cover the first leg of this game just because of the amount of episodes I've been doing lately. I kind of have a thing where I don't mind doing maybe 10 episodes a season, maybe a little bit more depending on how the season goes, but it kind of felt like this year I was recording so many episodes, it was getting a little bit slow. So I have played on a little way since last episode. It's been a month, and I guess the first thing we should talk about is the financial fair play situation, because if you watched last episode you'll know that that was an issue, shall we say, for us. So if we look at the league table, we are top, more on that shortly, but I just want to explain financial fair play, or at least the basics of it. And the basics of financial fair play in our division are that teams competing in the Sky Bet League 1 must not spend more than 60% of their projected income each month on player wages in order to comply with financial fair play. Now, the issue I had was I was spending about £42,000 a week on wages when we had a kind of 60%, that 60% number was actually at 39,000. So this January I have had to sell some players on. It is worth noting that we've actually made a lot of money this year. That's obviously because of the sales we made, but also the fact that one of our sales involved a £500,000 payment being given to us for the first 6 months of this season, all the way until January. Now those payments have stopped. You're going to stop seeing this money rising so much because, well, we're not getting £500,000 each month. But you can see it looking at the financial fair play summary that we've actually gone over it again. Well, it was sorted momentarily for a month, but it's right on the threshold. It doesn't matter too much because all it's really doing is putting us under a transfer embargo, but I haven't really got any players I intend to bring in. But it's something worth keeping an eye on, that could change. It just depends on how much the club starts bringing in terms of, spectators, fans, the growth of the club, all that stuff. But I mean, financially, despite the fact we're failing financial fair play, in reality, the club has at least 3 years of really, really secure finances, even if we weren't to make any more money. You can see that by the club balance. So that's a little bit on that. Financial fair play is an interesting one because I like the premise of it. I just find in some situations, such as the one I'm in, it seems a little bit overkill. But anyway, let's look at the transfers. There were some transfers that had to happen in January in order to help with FFP. A lot of them were just players being released, but a few of the more notable ones. We let Brandon Barker go on a free to Mansfield Town. A really good player for us over the last few years, this guy. Particularly in League 2, he had a really good season, but he was on quite large wages, so we got rid of him on a free to help out with the financial situation. Marcus Barnes as well. Sad to see this guy go because he was such a key player for us for our conference season, and he helped out last season in League 2. Unfortunately, however, players had to be cut, wages had to be disposed of, and as a result, some big players have left, and players who I guess could be, I don't know how to do, they're kind of faces of the club, I guess. They're players who you'd recognise if you've been watching the save for a while. The other one was Jake Hesketh, who didn't actually make an appearance for us last year, but last year and the year before he was a superb player, but this year League 1 he's just not really had an impact. Other than that, there's no more massive ones. I guess Kenji going out's a fairly large one, but he was on £2,000 a week. And he wasn't really playing for us. He played 7 games, don't get me wrong, and he played well in those 7 games, but to be on £2,000 a week, given our kind of wage situation, it just didn't make any sense whatsoever. So let him go. And then, yeah, Yovan Wassi as well. Another player who I let go for just similar reasons, really. A really good backup player. Played a few games here and there for us, but in reality, for the wages he was on, it just didn't make any sense. So as I mentioned, the wage budget has been cut pretty substantially. We're now only spending £49,000 a week on wages. I'm a little bit confused as to why that says £49,000, but then it says our current player weekly wage is £42,000. If you know what's up with that, answers on a postcard, let me know. But yeah, today we have the second leg of the Johnstone's Paint Trophy. I guess we should review the fixtures since the last episode. As you can see, there's been a fair few of them. We'll start off with the game immediately after the Sheffield United game, and that was actually a 2-2 draw against Reading in the FA Cup third round. A game that I did weigh up live coming, but I decided not to. As you can see, the Championship side Reading were probably not as good as us on this game, and we played really well at home. However, we didn't make it count. It went to 2-2, and it went to a second leg, and in that second leg, I'll just show you here, we did lose 1-0. Berahino with the goal for Reading. Kind of surprised to see him playing in the Championship, because he is a very good player. But ultimately, just quite disappointing that to lose this game, particularly as this was, again, a very 50-50 game, and given how well we'd played in the first leg, perhaps I felt like we should have done a little bit better. Anyway, the other games we played were in the League One, obviously in the league, and then there was also the Johnston's Pate Trophy game. I'm going to save that till last. So immediately after the Sheffield United game, the next league game we had was against Pompey. We got a 1-1 away draw, which was okay. The next result was against Oxford, and it was a pretty good 3-2 win. As you can see, Nitcham getting the Man of the Match award, the French winger, whose loan has been extended to the end of the year, getting the Man of the Match there. He was a very good player for us, and he got 2 goals in this game, which really did make a difference. The next game was a 3-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday away. A fantastic result. Good to see Adam Armstrong getting 2 goals here. He's really stepped things up recently. You can see his performances. He's performed very well. And he's got 10 goals in 18 with 7 assists. He's been a great loan signing for us from Newcastle. And then there were 2 more games to tell you guys about. The first one was actually a defeat, and it was a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Derby. Mason Bennett grabbing a half-time or first half hat-trick for them. He did get man of the match, and by half-time, you know, it was 3-1 and we were looking down and out. However, in the second half, we did fight back and we did improve, as the match stats here kind of suggest. You know, we had our fair few chances, but we just didn't take them. And in the end, it marked the end of what had been a great unbeaten run in the league of a decent chunk of games. I think it was around 8 or 9 games. Anyway, the last game that we played was against Bolton, and it was a 4-1 win with Jerome Sinclair grabbing 4. And this guy's been incredible for us. As you can see, obviously last game he got 4, so his average rating or his rating for that game was a 9.8. But he's been a great player for us. You can see, looking at his attributes, he has improved as a player. Just delighted to have him at the club, and right now he is firing on all cylinders, and I'm just hoping he's going to be able to stay fit, because he has had a few injury worries now and then. So anyway, today we have the Johnston's Pate Trophy second leg, but we have to take a look at the first leg first. I will show the highlights for this so you guys can kind of get an idea of what happened going into this, but this was a fantastic 4-3 win. A really tough game, this one. We actually took the lead in the 15th minute. As you can see, Samuel grabbing the goal for us from the penalty spot. It's kind of odd, this game, because there were 7 goals, but only 2 clear-cut chances between the sides. But one player really stood out for us this game, and it was the one and only. Where is he? Where is Muleba? Did Muleba come on as a sub? No, he didn't. He was playing right back. Okay, well, you'll understand why I'm confused by the fact he's up right back when you see one of his goals. But anyway, we were 1-0 up. However, we did find ourselves down 2-1 very quickly into the halfway stage of the first half, and it kind of continued in that trend until the second half, where we kind of started to, I guess, improve, and we made it 2-2. Muleba there with his first ever goal for the club. Of course, a player who's been here since we're in the conference. So great to see him get a goal. However, at 2-2, we let it slip again, and they got a goal to make it 3-2 to Stevenage. And I was worried at this point. You know, it had been a disappointing performance, and they'd been playing well. I mean, we hadn't played badly per se, but it was just a game where we hadn't really made what we had of the ball count. And to be 3-2 down, I kind of felt slightly aggrieved, but at the same time, I couldn't have too many complaints, simply because we hadn't taken and created enough chances of our own. And to be fair, it was a nicely worked goal by them there. However, as I mentioned, and as you can see by the scoreline in the top left, it finished 4-3. We got 2 second half goals to have come back from behind. The first one here from a set piece, Hyam with his first ever goal for the club. I had a few defenders struggling for fitness, so I actually had to rotate my team a little bit, but Hyam there grabbing the first goal before Muleba, and you're going to understand why I'm confused he was playing right back, because he scored an absolute screamer for us. Ball kind of floats away around, it gets to the edge area, and he hits it for his second ever goal for the club. His second ever goal for the club, as I said, but his second ever goal in the match. And he was the difference maker. He won man of the match. He also got 1 assist, and he was a great player for us. So anyway, today we're going into this game against Stevenage, knowing that if we can get a draw, that is good enough. I should probably just quickly check away goals. I don't think away goals count for anything. Oh, okay, away goals do count if the scores are level after 90 minutes. So the fact that they got 3 away goals isn't great, so we're going to have to bear that in mind. Anyway, let's see how we get on here. I've got 2 players outside the match squad. Who does my assistant want to play? He wants to play that team. What do I think of that team? That's not a bad team. I can go with that. My assistant and me, we're on the same wavelength, I feel. Yeah, we'll go with that team. Okay, so we'll see how we get on here. As I mentioned, away goals do count, so we do need to take them into contention. Did it say they count after extra time? I just need to check. Away goals used if scores are level, okay, after 90 minutes. Because I know, like in the League Cup semi-final in England, away goals don't come in until extra time, which seems like a really stupid rule. But anyway, we did win the first leg 3-2, or 3-2, no, 4-3 even. So Stevenage do have 3 away goals, which isn't going to be easy for us. However, really, I do expect us to win here away from home against them. You know, they're in the same league as us, but they are kind of a mid-table team. And given how well we've been doing this year, we really should be kicking on and beating this kind of team. Speaking of in the league, we are still top of the league, I do believe, and we've got Peterborough coming up who are in second, so that will be the next episode. That's only in 1 or 2 games time, so it will be a mini episode next time around. But that's going to be a big game for us, and then we will have the final, hopefully, of this if we can keep playing well. But, you know, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here because there's still plenty of football to be played. And looking at the stats, Stevenage are having the better of the play. It was a very close game in the first leg, so it doesn't really surprise me that it's kind of quite similar this second leg. Obviously, we do have that goal advantage, so if the scores were to stay as they are, we would be through. But ideally, you know, I'd like to see us get a goal or 2, make this comfortable. So we'll see how we get on here. Ojo with the ball, Aaron's cutting inside Lukunku. Samuel's there, it's offside, don't even celebrate. Alex Samuels with what would have been another goal to add to his tally for the season. I believe he's approaching 30 already. But unfortunately the ref has ruled it out. Although we've got a chance here. Ojo Sinclair with the rebound. That is not offside. That is his 26th goal of the season. What a season he is having. The player who last year was playing in League One. Didn't particularly shine, you know, didn't really play in the strongest team. But this year he's been a completely different beast. Sheyi Ojo, the former Liverpool player with the initial effort, parried away by Ripley in goal, but Sinclair, just the fastest to react, and he makes it 1-0. What a goal for him, and now he threads through Samuel. Samuel holds up the play nicely. Can we build? There's options out wide. Aarons is there. Samuel with the rebound. He grabs a goal. He makes it 2-0. That is his 30th of the season. 2 goals in 2 minutes for us, and right now we are on our way to Wembley. And the way things are going, you know, 2 away goals here. If we grab another, it means that Stevenage will have to score 4 goals just to take it to extra time, which would put us in an incredibly comfortable situation. Looking at the stats, you know, we've not been by far the better team, but we've taken the 2 chances that came our way really well. Obviously, always good to have players like Samuel and Stewart, the SAS combo up front, capable of taking away opportunities. And have we got a chance here? We have. Nitcham, he makes it 3-0. It's a demolition job. What a goal that was. A nice little overlap by him. Good play by Sinclair to see the pass. I think it was initially Samuel. In fact, no, it wasn't. I thought Samuel was involved in the build-up play. It doesn't even matter. Keeper perhaps shouldn't get beaten there, but nevertheless, I am loving it. I am absolutely loving it. 3-0, 7-3 on aggregate. It's going to take something very, very weird for us to lose here. If we could grab 1 more goal, that would put us in a situation where I believe Stevenage would have to score 6. So 1 more goal and we're going to be comfortable as Sinclair hits the crossbar almost straight from kickoff. 18 seconds into the second half and already the Stevenage goal is being bombarded yet again. We're on the attack here. Samuel, oh, they take it away. As I said, 1 more goal for us would mean that they need to score 6 in this second half. I mean, as things stand, they still need to score 4, which you wouldn't really expect to happen. But football is a weird sport and anything can happen. And, well, let's just say to score 6 goals wouldn't fall into the category of anything because it certainly wouldn't happen. Although Rowland's here with a chance. He grabs 1. Alex Rowland's the regen. 4th goal of the season for him. What an action-packed start to the second half. Charles with the ball through. Mullen perhaps got a little bit out of position. His lack of speed really does, I guess, hinder him in opportunities like that where he's a little bit slow getting off the line. But we're still in the driving seat here. If they score another, perhaps it will start to get a little bit more nervy. But right now we're doing okay. Can we deal with this? That's the question. Charles is there. He hits it from range. What a goal that is. I'm going to applaud that. I can't argue with it. Cannot argue with that goal. Perhaps the centre-back should get to him faster and limit his capacity to take a shot there. But on the turn, he just hits it and the keeper has no chance. It's a good goal for Stevenage. And at 3-2, oh dear, could the comeback happen? Could it happen? I said anything could happen and 4-3 isn't impossible. But I didn't actually mean it. 30 minutes left on the clock. Maybe I should start to make some changes. Maybe I should look to make some changes. Let's bring on Hayden, I think, and play him in the ball-winning midfielder role. Ojo's doing okay, but he's looking a little bit tired. Elsewhere, our team isn't necessarily performing badly. It's just kind of at the back we're not doing great. I guess we'll bring on Muleba, who grabbed 2 goals last game against Stevenage in the first leg. Give him a chance at his right-back position to maybe add a few more goals to his tally for the club and against this team. But we're on the attack here. Nitcham makes it 4. That should be comfortable now. As now Stevenage need 4 more goals in the last 20 minutes to score. A good performance this though by the team. Very similar to the other goal that Nitcham scored. This time Jerome Sinclair threading him through. Keeper caught in a very odd position there, but I'm not complaining one little bit. Although Sinclair's now injured. Oh dear, that's not what I want. He's had a few injuries this year. He's always bounced back from them, but now I'm kind of sat here hoping and praying this isn't going to be something serious. Because Sinclair has been a very key player for us. And I have to be honest, if he's out again for a long time, that's going to be very disheartening. Because he's already been out. I think he had a knee injury of some kind, and he also had a back pulled muscle in his back or some kind of strain in his back, which kept him out for a few weeks. So he has missed a little bit of play. Probably would be our top goal scorer ahead of Samuel if it wasn't for the injury spell. So now, I'm not even worrying about this game at this point because I don't think we're going to concede 3 in 7 minutes. My primary concern is Jerome Sinclair going to be fit for the Peterborough game coming up? Because that's a worry. But it looks like we're going to win this game fairly convincingly in the end. 4-3 on the night, 2 4-3 wins. Armstrong scores again. It's offside. Don't even celebrate. But yeah, not a bad performance, I guess you could say. We've performed pretty well. Perhaps a little bit disappointing to concede as many goals as we have towards the end of the game, but considering we took off some of our stronger players, took our foot off the pedal perhaps a little bit, got a tiny bit complacent, it's not surprising. We're on our way to Wembley, however, boys, and that's going to be a big game for us. I'm not sure who we're going to be playing in the final just yet. Definitely worth checking. But we go through 8-6 on aggregate. So we book a place in Wembley, and who are we going to be playing? Who are we going to be playing? That's what matters. The final. Oh, okay, it's not been drawn yet. So we won the South final. Who won the North final? Hartlepool. So it will be a big game against Hartlepool. Where are Hartlepool? The League 2 side. That's bizarre that they've made it as far as they have. We've got to make sure we don't underestimate them, I guess. Where are they? I can't even see them. I can't even see Hartlepool because I'm on the conference. Jack, you are a wizard. Hartlepool in 19th. They've done very well to get as far as they have. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to make it easy for us. Sinclair is out for 6 weeks to 2 months. Fortunately, I guess we've got Armstrong who can come in, but that is just terrible luck and terrible news because he's been such a good player. And as I mentioned, it's not the first injury he's had this year. And that is going to mean he misses our next big fixture against Peterborough. Well, anyway, guys, that is going to wrap things up from me. I didn't show the league table earlier, but you can see it here. We're currently level on points with Peterborough, 4 points ahead of Sheffield United with 17 games left. Hopefully we can get a good win against Peterborough next episode. You guys will have to stay tuned to find out if we can do that. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. If you've enjoyed this one, smash the like button. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.